Imagine waking up every day with a choice. You can either stay comfortable, stagnant, and let life pass by, or you can force yourself into action, no matter how hard, and shape the life you truly want. The difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of greatness comes down to one simple question. Can you force yourself to take action, even when every part of you wants to quit? In today's video, we're diving into the dark side of human nature, where the real power lies. We'll explore how Stoic philosophy, combined with the principles of dark psychology, can give you the strength to force yourself into daily action, regardless of resistance. This is how you win the battle against your own mind and push forward toward a life of purpose, discipline, and unshakable power. But first, make sure you're subscribed to Stoic Mastery, where we unlock the power of Stoic philosophy for true mastery of self. Hit that subscribe button, like this video if you're ready to take action, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our future content that will revolutionize the way you think. Number 1. The power of self-discipline, your weapon against resistance. When you hear the word discipline, what comes to mind? For most people, it's the image of strict rules, rigid routines, and constant sacrifice. Discipline feels like a heavy weight, a force that must be obeyed. But here's the thing, discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It's the path to it. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the key to turning your dreams into reality, even when the road ahead is tough and your willpower feels drained. But here's the truth. No one talks about. Discipline is a choice you make every single day. It's not about being perfect or constantly succeeding in every action. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about forcing yourself to take action, regardless of how uncomfortable or hard it might seem in the moment. This is the core of Stoicism, a philosophy built on the idea that our actions, not our feelings, define who we are. You might ask, why is this so important? Think about the last time you set a goal or intended to do something, but found yourself putting it off. You told yourself you'd start tomorrow or next week, or once you feel more motivated. The problem with this thinking is that motivation is fleeting and it's unreliable. Motivation will not always show up when you need it. Sometimes it won't show up at all. This is why self-discipline is crucial. Stoics understood that action is not a matter of motivation, it's a matter of decision. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, as an example. Every day, Marcus faced the pressure of leading an empire, dealing with conflict and confronting his own fears and doubts. Yet, he didn't rely on motivation to guide him. He relied on self-discipline. Every morning, he reminded himself of his duty, and despite his natural desires to avoid discomfort, he took action. In his meditations, Marcus wrote about training his mind to focus on what truly mattered, irrespective of the challenges or emotional resistance he felt. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, expressed this same idea in a simpler way. He believed that true freedom comes from controlling one's own actions, rather than being enslaved by external circumstances. To him, discipline was not something to be feared. It was a tool that would help him rise above his impulses and live a virtuous life. For Epictetus, the ability to force yourself to act according to your values was the ultimate expression of freedom. It was not about comfort, but about aligning actions with virtue, no matter the external circumstances. This brings us to one of the most powerful aspects of Stoic discipline, the ability to force yourself to do what's right, regardless of your feelings in the moment. How many times have you told yourself that you'll work on that important project tomorrow? How many times have you let excuses stand in the way of your ambitions? Stoicism teaches us that we must act regardless of our emotional state. Your feelings of resistance are normal, but they should not control you. Instead of waiting for the right moment or feeling motivated, you must force yourself to take action anyway. The key to this is consistency. Discipline isn't about a one-time effort. It's about showing up every day. You must force yourself to take small steps toward your goal. no matter how you feel. And over time, these actions will compound, leading to the results you desire. You won't always get it right, but the key is to keep moving forward. If you're ready to take control of your actions and build lasting discipline like this video, and leave a comment saying, "I am the architect of my own action." Take this moment to commit to yourself that no matter what resistance you face, you will force yourself to take action today. Number 2, the dark side of human nature, harnessing your inner enemy. To understand the true power of forcing yourself into action, you must first confront an uncomfortable truth. You are your own greatest enemy. This might sound harsh, but it's the first step toward mastering your life. Our minds are not inherently aligned with our best interests. In fact, the natural human inclination is to avoid discomfort, take shortcuts, and pursue immediate gratification. And the real problem is, this survival instinct, while helpful in dangerous situations, is the very thing holding you back from success. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes crucial. The Stoics knew that the mind is often the greatest obstacle to achieving greatness. Every time you set out to do something difficult, that inner voice creeps in, urging you to procrastinate, to take the easier path, to wait for the right time. It's the voice of your ego, your fears, and your desires, a voice that wants to keep you comfortable and safe. But comfort is the enemy of growth. Dark psychology, the study of how human behavior can be manipulated or influenced, offers some critical insights into this inner conflict. It reveals that, at the core of every human being, there is an animalistic desire for ease and survival. Your brain, wired for comfort, will always prefer what feels good in the moment, even if it leads to long-term suffering. The real power lies in your ability to override that instinct, to force yourself into action even when everything inside of you wants to give up or take the easy way out. Here's the catch: you can't fight what you don't understand. The more you become aware of this natural resistance within you, the better equipped you are to confront it. The Stoics weren't afraid of their human weaknesses. They embraced them. They knew that every temptation to take the easy way out was an opportunity to grow stronger. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote extensively about the inner battle he fought daily. In his meditations, he acknowledged that his mind often tried to avoid hardship, but he chose to see resistance as a test of his character and his ability to control his impulses. Rather than indulging in self-pity or blaming the circumstances, Marcus saw every challenge as an opportunity to rise above his instincts. The same principle applies to you. When you force yourself to act, you are not simply accomplishing a task, you are mastering your mind. You are choosing to take the harder road, the one less traveled, because you understand that true freedom and growth come from overcoming your own resistance. The power of this mental discipline cannot be overstated. Each time you push through the discomfort and take action anyway, you gain more control over your life. This control is liberating. It's not just about doing the work, it's about reclaiming your power from the distractions and desires that seek to derail you. Now, you might be wondering, how do I break free from this constant internal battle? The answer is simple, but not easy. You must make a conscious decision to act. This means choosing to put in the work even when your mind is telling you to quit. It's about taking small, deliberate steps every day, regardless of the mental resistance you face. The more you train yourself to take these actions, the more you will begin to reprogram your mind, to stop listening to the excuses and fears that hold you back. If you've ever struggled with this inner conflict, you're not alone. The Stoics struggled with it too, but they learned to face it head-on. It's time for you to do the same. Force yourself to act today and embrace the discomfort as the path to your growth. If this resonates with you, like this video and leave a comment saying, "I control my actions, not my fears." By taking this step, you're declaring your commitment to mastering the art of self-discipline and overcoming the darkest corners of your mind. Number 3, the dichotomy of control. Focus only on what you can control. One of the most transformative ideas in Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control. The realization that there are things in life you can control and there are things you cannot. This concept is not only central to Stoic thought, but it's also essential to taking consistent action and overcoming resistance. The Stoics were masters at focusing their energy on the things they could influence, and they completely let go of what they couldn't control. Think about your daily life. How many times do you spend energy worrying about things you cannot control? Whether it's the weather, other people's actions, or the state of the world, we are constantly faced with circumstances that are beyond our influence. But the Stoics understood a powerful truth. What you can control is your own actions, thoughts, and reactions. Everything else is out of your hands. The dichotomy of control isn't just a nice theory. It's a strategy for mental and emotional survival. It allows you to focus on what you can do, rather than draining your energy on things that are not within your control. This principle plays a pivotal role when it comes to forcing yourself into action. Too often, we allow the chaos of the world to distract us from taking deliberate, purposeful steps toward our goals. We allow external factors to dictate how we feel, which ultimately impacts how much we get done. The Stoics showed us that the only true power we have is in how we choose to respond to life's challenges. For example, Epictetus famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This is precisely where the dichotomy of control comes into play. When you face a challenge, whether it's a difficult project, a tough workout, or a relationship issue, the question you should ask yourself is, what can I control in this situation? Can you control your effort, your mindset, your focus? Absolutely. Can you control the outcome, the reactions of others, or the external environment? No. When you understand this principle, you shift your energy. Instead of spending time obsessing over uncontrollable elements, you focus all your energy on the one thing that truly matters, your actions. This is how you force yourself into action. You don't wait for the stars to align or for your feelings to be just right. You don't wait for the external world to change. Instead, you take full responsibility for what you can control, your behavior, your effort, your mindset. Take a moment and reflect. What parts of your life have you been giving away to the uncontrollable? Are you waiting for the perfect moment, the right conditions, or the absence of obstacles before you act? If so, you're living in a state of inaction. The Stoics teach us that the only moment we truly control is right now. So you must act in the present without worrying about the outcomes. Let's apply this to the act of forcing yourself to take action. When you face resistance, don't waste time asking why you're feeling tired or unmotivated. Instead, focus on what you can control, the decision to take action. Whether it's getting up from the couch, starting your work, or taking that first step, you have the power to choose what to do in any given moment. This is the essence of Stoic self-discipline, not allowing yourself to be governed by things beyond your control, but actively shaping your actions based on what you can control. It's about stepping into your power, regardless of what's happening around you. If this concept resonates with you, and you're ready to stop giving away your power, like this video, and leave a comment saying, "I focus on what I can control." Declare to yourself that, from this moment forward, you will direct your energy to actions that align with your goals and values, without letting external distractions control you. Number 4, the Stoic power of reflection. Learning from every action. Success doesn't just come from action, it comes from reflecting on those actions and using those reflections to adjust, improve, and keep moving forward. Stoic reflection is about taking time to pause and assess your daily actions, thoughts, and emotions. This practice allows you to learn from your experiences and ensure you're always growing, becoming a better version of yourself with each passing day. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, exemplified the power of reflection. In his meditations, he often took time to reflect on his behavior, reminding himself of his values and considering where he could improve. For him, reflection wasn't about self-criticism. It was about aligning his actions with his higher purpose, learning from his experiences, and becoming a stronger, wiser leader. Reflection was essential to his growth as a philosopher and a ruler. For Stoics, reflection is a tool for self-awareness. It helps you identify where you've succeeded and where you've fallen short, so you can adjust your approach and stay on track toward your goals. Reflection keeps you grounded and focused, ensuring that your actions are always aligned with your values and purpose. Here's how you can apply Stoic reflection to your daily routine. Make time for reflection. Every day, the Stoics didn't wait for a specific time to reflect. They made it a daily practice. Whether in the morning or at night, dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to reflect on your day. Ask yourself how you've behaved, whether your actions aligned with your values, and where you can improve. Consistency is key, so make reflection a habit, not a one-time exercise. Ask powerful questions. To make reflection effective, ask yourself questions that force you to think critically. For example, did I act with integrity today? Where did I fall short, and what can I do better tomorrow? What challenges did I face, and what did I learn from them? Did I allow my emotions to cloud my judgment? These questions will help you focus on your actions and identify areas where you can improve. Track your progress. Reflection isn't just about identifying mistakes. It's also about recognizing growth. Take note of your progress, no matter how small. Reflecting on the positive changes you've made reinforces your commitment to growth and builds momentum. Even if you feel like you haven't achieved big goals yet, acknowledge the small victories. They're stepping stones on the path to success. Be compassionate with yourself. Reflection requires honesty, but it also requires self-compassion. Stoicism teaches us to be objective and detached, but that doesn't mean being harsh on ourselves. If you've made a mistake or acted in a way you regret, don't criticize yourself relentlessly. Instead, use reflection as an opportunity to learn and adjust. The Stoics believed that failure is not something to fear. It's an opportunity to grow. Adjust and move forward. The ultimate goal of reflection is to make adjustments. When you identify areas for improvement, take action to change. Reflection allows you to course correct and refine your approach. Whether it's your mindset, your habits, or your decision-making process, use what you've learned from your reflection to stay aligned with your long-term goals. Reflection is a powerful tool for continual improvement. It helps you stay aware of your progress, learn from mistakes, and refine your actions. When practiced consistently, it ensures that every day is an opportunity to grow, to become a better version of yourself, and to get closer to your ultimate success. If you're ready to make reflection a part of your daily routine and use it to fuel your progress, like this video and comment, "I reflect to grow" below. Keep reflecting, learning, and growing, because every action you take can lead to greater success if you take the time to learn from it. Number 5, the power of focus. Eliminating distractions to force yourself into action. In a world that is constantly bombarding us with distractions, one of the most powerful tools you can develop is the ability to focus. Focus is the bedrock of action. Without it, no matter how motivated you are, your efforts will always be scattered and ultimately ineffective. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that true progress comes when we commit our full attention to the task at hand, eliminating distractions and focusing solely on what is within our control. We live in an age where distractions are everywhere, from social media notifications to the constant buzz of emails. The modern world is designed to pull your attention in every direction. But Stoicism teaches us that if we are to force ourselves into meaningful action, we must learn to control where our attention goes. This is crucial, especially when pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. It's all too easy to get sidetracked, to procrastinate, or to focus on irrelevant things when what matters most is taking deliberate steps toward your goals. The Stoics believed that attention is precious. It is the one resource you have full control over. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote in his Meditations that our thoughts are our own, and we have the power to direct them toward what is meaningful. This idea is simple but profound. What you focus on dictates your reality. If you focus on your goals, your purpose, and your values, you will take action toward them. But if your mind is scattered and distracted, you will find it impossible to take the consistent action necessary for growth. The power of focus lies in its ability to eliminate mental clutter. When you force yourself to focus on the present moment, all distractions fade away. You may be tempted to check your phone, answer an email, or get lost in endless thoughts. But the Stoic response is simple. You choose where your focus goes. It's not easy. Distractions are like weeds in a garden. They grow quickly and can easily overtake the space if you don't actively tend to them. But when you learn to force yourself to focus, you cultivate mental clarity and a clear path forward. Let's look at the practical application of this in your own life. When you are working on a task, whether it's a creative project, a workout, or studying for an exam, the key to forcing yourself into action is to remove all distractions. Turn off your phone. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Take a moment to mentally center yourself. Then, direct your full energy toward the task at hand. The Stoics believed in single tasking, not multitasking. By focusing all your energy on one thing, you increase your efficiency, reduce mental fatigue, and make consistent progress. By training yourself to focus, you begin to see immediate results. Distractions no longer hold you hostage. You are no longer a passive participant in life. Instead, you become the one who dictates your actions. This is the core of Stoic discipline, forcing yourself into action through focused effort. It's about eliminating the noise and zeroing in on the things that matter most. If you feel ready to take control of your focus and start forcing yourself into action, like this video and leave a comment saying, "I choose my focus." The next time you feel distracted or overwhelmed, remember that you have the power to choose your attention, and with that power, you can take decisive action toward your goals. Number 6, the role of patience. How to endure the struggle and stay committed to your actions. One of the hardest but most important Stoic principles when it comes to forcing yourself into action is patience. Patience is not about waiting passively for things to happen. It's about enduring the struggle, remaining committed and trusting the process while you work relentlessly toward your goals. It's about staying the course, even when the results aren't immediate and the rewards seem distant. The modern world is obsessed with instant gratification. We're conditioned to expect quick results, a fast response on social media, instant purchases with just a click, rapid promotions at work. But Stoicism teaches us that the path to true success, fulfillment, and mastery is not paved with shortcuts. It requires steady, patient, and persistent effort over time. Patience, according to the Stoics, is not about being passive. It's about embracing the struggle and enduring hardships with grace. This is where most people fail. They want to see the results quickly, and when they don't, they give up or lose motivation. But the Stoics understood that action without immediate reward is still action that aligns with virtue. The process of consistently showing up and forcing yourself into action is what matters most, not the immediate outcome. Let's look at Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, who often spoke about patience and the importance of enduring hardship. He believed that true greatness is built through perseverance, even when things don't seem to be going your way. Seneca's philosophy teaches us to focus on the things within our control, our actions and our responses, while accepting that the universe will unfold in its own time. This principle can be applied to any goal, whether it's fitness, career advancement, or personal development. When you start a new project or commit to a new goal, the initial excitement and motivation can carry you through the first few steps. But soon, the novelty fades, and you're left with the grind, the day-in, day-out effort of forcing yourself to continue, even when it seems like you're not making progress. This is where patience comes in. The Stoics taught that we must accept that life's rewards often come after a long period of struggle and hard work. You won't see immediate results from every action, but that doesn't mean you should stop. Every small step you take, every decision to force yourself into action, is a step closer to the larger goal. Patience allows you to trust that if you continue to act consistently, the results will come in time. The challenge, of course, is that the journey is often long and difficult. But the Stoics remind us that life is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about how you respond to it. Patience is the ability to endure the struggle without letting it deter you from your path. If you're faced with setbacks, remember that they are part of the process, not a reason to give up. To stay patient, break your larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. Focus on the small wins and allow yourself to acknowledge your progress even when it seems incremental. Patience is about taking action without the need for constant validation. It's trusting that your persistence will pay off, even if you don't see immediate rewards. If you're ready to adopt the Stoic principle of patience and embrace the struggle without losing momentum, like this video and leave a comment saying, "I trust the process." Remember, it's the patient, consistent effort that separates those who succeed from those who falter. By forcing yourself to take action every day and enduring the process, you will ultimately achieve the results you desire. Keep moving forward, no matter how long it takes. Your persistence will pay off. Number 7, the power of persistence. How small steps lead to big wins. One of the most enduring qualities that Stoicism teaches us is the power of persistence. The idea is simple. Success doesn't come from a single bold action. It comes from countless small, consistent actions over time. Persistence is not about grand gestures or dramatic breakthroughs. It's about showing up every day, even when it feels like progress is slow or invisible. It's about forcing yourself to keep going, no matter how insignificant each individual step might seem. If you look at the great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, you'll see that their greatness wasn't born overnight. Their philosophies, writings, and achievements were the result of relentless persistence, of consistently applying Stoic principles in their daily lives, even in the face of tremendous challenges. They knew that success was a long-term endeavor, and that the key to greatness was simply to keep taking action day after day. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. As Roman emperor, he faced enormous responsibilities, constant wars, political unrest, and personal challenges. Yet, through it all, he continued to practice the Stoic virtues and took action toward his duties, despite how overwhelming it must have seemed at times. His meditations are filled with reminders to himself to persist through hardship, to stay focused on his values, and to continue working toward the greater good, no matter how long it took. Persistence is one of the most powerful Stoic virtues because it allows you to build momentum. When you take consistent action toward your goals, regardless of the challenges or setbacks, you begin to move closer to your desired outcome. At first, the results might not be visible, but the more you push forward, the closer you get. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small each step may seem. Persistence is also about having the patience to trust in the process. This is where most people fail. They give up too soon. They quit right before the breakthrough happens, just as the path is about to open up. Stoicism teaches us that the journey is as important as the destination. It's not about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about staying committed to the process, knowing that success comes from consistent effort over time. Here's the thing: persistence is often more important than talent or intelligence. You might not always feel like you're making massive strides, and you might not have instant success. But if you're committed to taking action every day, if you keep showing up even when the results aren't immediate, you'll eventually achieve your goals. This idea is grounded in one of the most profound Stoic beliefs. We are not defined by the outcomes of our actions, but by the integrity with which we pursue them. The Stoics were not obsessed with achieving specific results. They were obsessed with maintaining the discipline to do what was right, regardless of the outcome. Persistence is the key to sticking to your values, staying on course, and ultimately realizing your potential. One way to build persistence is by setting small, actionable goals that can be achieved every day. This allows you to focus on the process, not the end result. Every time you complete one small task, it reinforces your commitment and strengthens your persistence. Over time, these small victories compound into significant progress. So, how do you make persistence work for you? Start by focusing on daily, consistent actions and commit to them no matter what. Even when you feel like quitting, remember that every step counts. Small steps taken consistently will lead you to big wins. You've learned today that forcing yourself into action is a skill you can master, just like any other. Whether through self-discipline, reflection, focus, or patience, the Stoic principles give us the power to act even when resistance is strong. Remember, it's not about motivation. It's about making the decision to act, no matter the discomfort. The path to achieving your goals, mastering yourself, and living a life of virtue is never easy. But the Stoic way teaches us that the journey itself is what shapes us into the person we need to become. So, force yourself to take that next step, even if it feels impossible. Trust the process and know that your persistence will pay off. If you found value in today's video, don't forget to like and comment below with "I trust the process." Your commitment to action starts with this very moment, so make it count. And if you're ready to continue mastering your life with Stoic wisdom, make sure to subscribe to Stoic Mastery and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss the next video that will guide you toward a life of true inner strength and discipline. Take action today, because your future self will thank you for it. Stay focused, stay patient, and remember, you have the power to shape your destiny. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.